Skin changing, cutting and discharging method. Required tools and materials. Remove the ear plate. Adjust the position of the embroidered ears with the embroidery stretch. Draw cut lines and embroidery borders. Drawing lines on the back of the fabric will not look dirty. Stretch the fabric with an embroidery pump. The wool surface is stretched flat and flattened. Put the rabbit hair fabric first to determine the direction of the hair. Put the board to confirm the direction of the hair again. Adjust the position of the board and start drawing lines. Omit 10,000 word here. Adjust the direction and continue to draw. The position of the laid version. Draw the line. Just slide. Be careful when you need two pieces. The board should be marked with two front and back. The cross represents the direction of the fabric. This will basically not cut crooked. When cutting hairy fabrics, the lower layer of scissors pokes the hair and fits the cloth surface scissors. Can reduce floating hair. Just use ear flannel on the sleeves and legs. Cut out small pieces for easy cutting. Skin-changing embroidered ears and hand-sewn parts. Take out the stretched embroidery stretch. The needle is at the first sharp corner of the ear. The needle is at the other sharp corner. Pull a straight line on the front first. Check whether the pull wire is loose and tight. Select one side of the pointed needle. Needle spacing should be small. Stitch sharp corners according to the line. Long-winded sentence, novice suggestion to use embroidery thread. I use sunflower thread. better gloss. But it's easy to twitch. Now enter the long embroidery stage. The needle angle must be delicate. Shower process is a bit long. Remove the embroidery stretch after embroidery. Cut it out and tidy it up. Body sewing tools and materials. Needle and thread. A set of rotating joints. For mini cable ties, white is best. Rubber-coated styling wire. Start with the cuff. Long-winded sentence. If it's for a friend. Gloves are recommended. Needle at a distance of 3 to 5 mm from the seam edge. If you don't grasp the distance well, draw the line. Keep the needle distance about 3 mm as much as possible. Look at the surface. Prevention of external shocks. Try to push the hair inside and sew. Check the sutures after sewing. Knot. The two sleeves are sewn in the same way. Check the stitches after sewing. No problem, just tie the knot and call it a day. The sleeve edges are the same as the leg edges. Suture edge hair face hair surface. The lower needle spacing is also controlled at about 3 mm. Be sure to check the sutures again after suturing. There can be one more round trip at the beginning and end. Same suture method on both legs. Next trailer. Main suture. Change the skin, so the trouser legs, cut them, fold them in half and align them. Start stitching. Needle at a distance of 3 to 5 mm from the cut. The needle distance is controlled at about 3 mm. Suture to the cut 5 mm down and sew back. Needle angle coincidence. After sewing, it is the effect of the base seam. You can also base seam here. After inspection, fold the hairy surface in half to align the sutures. The lower needle is 6 mm away from the flat line. If you don't master it well, mark it. The needle distance is also about 3 mm. Sew a back and forth. The needle is closed at the lower needle from the blank seam. It's for hand and foot ties. Align rough edges. The lower needle is at the suture. Check that the needle position should be the same. Enter the rapid suture stage. Push the hair in while sewing. To align the seams. Sew a back and forth, check the sutures. In the lower needle, out and out of the needle. Turn the flannel upside down and organize it well. Splice edge alignment. The needle penetrates both layers of cloth at a distance of 5 mm from the trimming. Be careful not to prick your hand. The needle distance should be controlled at about 5 mm as much as possible. Check the stitches before receiving the needle. If there is no problem, the needle can be collected. Same approach on both legs. Take out your sleeves and fold them in half and mark the top. The cuff mark is aligned with a corner of the horizontal edge of the front panel. Lower needle 4 mm down from the mark. Hairy face, hairy surface. The anterior needle is 3 to 4 mm from the corner. Keep the pitch at 3 mm. Align seam edge seam. Down seam edge 3 to 4 mm distance. Needle pitch 3 mm. Push the hair in while sewing. Close the needle and sew a back and forth array. The sleeves and front pieces on both sides have the same sewing method. Pant leg horizontal edge to front side horizontal edge needle 3 to 5 mm away from the trimming needle. Mark the spot on the sleeve. Hair to hair suture method and needle distance remain unchanged. Trimming alignment stitching. Needle unchanged. Sew along the alignment trim. Remember to sew a back and forth array before closing the needle. Fold embroidery edges in half. Align seams. Place the needle at the end of the suture. Align trimming. Take the needle at the splicing suture. Don't forget to sew a clip. Align the sleeve edge and reserve 6 mm for the needle. Sew a back and forth. Reduce the needle at the starting point. Open the cuffs for a fixed suture. It's the same as the legs. Just like the suture method on the leg. Check the stitches. The other arm and leg are sewn in the same way. Suture belly and legs. Align the sides of the body. Place the needle at the end of sholong. Start sewing from the side of the body. To the legs. Here, open the leg cutting edge and continue to sew along the edge. 2 legs sewn in the same way. Fold and sew the split part of the belly. The size of the seam margin remains unchanged. Extend the sharp corners by 0.5 to 1 centimeters. Tidy up and sew up the little ass. The lower needle is at the end of the leg. Sew to the midline of the stomach, go through and continue to sew. Bottom horizontal edge stitched, sew the back from bottom to top. Sew to the sharp corners of the back and close the needle. Mom, it's finally the last step. Fold the front piece in half at the neck position and mark it. Stitch the top of the sleeve. Suture anterior and posterior films at marking points. 5 to 6 millimeters from the marking point. The other way is the same. Sew on the back about 1 centimeter from the top down. After the stitching is completed, turn it over and see how the front is. It can still be big. Next trailer. Head suture. Resurfacing head suture. Take out the head clipper. Take a piece and fold it in half at the opening triangle. The lower needle position remains unchanged. The angular spacing remains the same. Sew a back and forth. 2 pieces of the same seam. Check it after sewing. Align the 2 pieces. Sew down 2 centimeters. Sew a back and forth. The other end is sewn 1.5 centimeters. Put your little hand in your cuff. Be careful not to install the left and right hands upside down. Run the cable ties through the spout. Tie the cable ties that come through. The position must be adjusted. Tighten the cable tie in the wrist groove. Cut off the excess. Turn over and check the other little hand. Same method. Turn it back and put on small feet. Put your little feet in your trouser legs and wear the cable ties first. Put the tie on and push the little feet out. Tie up. Cut off excess cable ties at the small foot grooves. Same approach on the other side. Turn it over after installing the hands and feet. Push your hands and feet out. Use round-headed forceps to sort out the hair tied in. Small parts are gently picked out with hand stitches. Check it out. It's okay. Take out the sewn headpiece and ears. Pinch the lifting ring mark in the middle position. Give me a needle to fix it. The seams and needles are unchanged. Ear-long hair facing its head where the ear is cut. Suture out the needle. Suture the needle at the ear. The explanation is a bit round, so be sure to read it carefully. If you deviate from the cut, the distance between the ears will widen. Needle unchanged. Look at both sides. The needle is closed at the lower needle closure on the other side of the ear. I sewed a clip. You can also leave it unsewn. The position of the sign in the middle is adjusted, so do ear clipping. Suture the other ear the same way. Check if it is crooked after sewing. Take out another strip. Upper foot corresponds to ear, beauty tip corresponds to face. Needle out at the upper tip. Point a needle in the middle with the tailor piece just sewn. Suture ears short suede. Be careful to open your ears. Suture method and just ear. Like stitching. Pin at the base of the ear. By the way, fix the two cutting pieces in one stitch. Sew the other end of the long strip. Align the needle. Align the sides of the two clips. Needle at a distance of 5 mm from the midline of the steel suture. The two side stitches should be consistent. Turn it over and check that the ears are tight. Draw the middle point on the top and bottom of the face. If the previous face is crooked, you need to draw lines to adjust. The middle point on the forehead corresponds to the cutting piece. Each person points the needle. The adjusted face is needle-free. You need to pierce the eyes with a thin awl before sewing. Needle pitch 3 to 5 mm. Double thread with leather thread is not easy to break. The suture method on both sides of the face is the same. After sewing, turn it over and check it. The next trailer concludes with skeleton installation and filling. Tell me in the comment area of what other tutorials you want to see. Skin skeleton installation, fill stitching. Wrap tightly according to the installed hand and foot distance. Just wrap it in my shape. Fix the connection point between the body and the arm with tape. Wrap the well so that the connection points don't sway from side to side. Reach in at the end of the arm first. Insert the discounted part into the small hand hole. Insert the same method into the small hand on the other side. If you can't find the hole, turn it out a little bit. Just install it tightly and don't shake it back and forth. Install the skeleton of the two small feet again. The method is the same as the small hand. All installed tightly. Straighten the skeleton. Next, install the movable joint at the neck. Through the reserved hole in the neck. Pay attention here, comb your hair up. It was originally facing down because of the body main skeleton installed. Through the hole reserved for head suturing. Put on a disc. Cover the lake fixing cover. Press fasten. If the lid is too tight, cut 2 slits at the round mouth of the lid. Adjust the sewing edge after installation. The inner skeleton should also be sorted out and straightened together. Filling starts with the ears. Put in a small part of PP cotton. Stuff cotton into the ear with round tweezers. Adjust the tightness of the side plug edge to be consistent. Both ears are the same. The ears are fine, do the head filling. Have a good grasp of the degree. Too tight will be hard. Too loose head shape not full. Body filling starts with the arms. Use round tweezers to stuff cotton into the arm. Note that the arm skeleton should be evenly wrapped around it. The filling method of the arms and legs is the same. Fill the body finally. Filling should not be too tight. Otherwise the body will become hard. Unevenness is adjusted with round tweezers. Check the tightness. Turn it over and trim the seams. Not enough filling, come again. Tweezers adjust the cotton evenly. So the filling port, push the cotton in, and push the needle. Needle at 3 to 5 mm seam edge. A needle is placed horizontally on the opposite seam. The needle is the same as when suturing. Go back to the other side and sew horizontally. Sew back and forth in the same way. The hair on the cutting edge is sorted out so that the seam edge can be seen. Distance. Tighten the thread once when sewing 1 to 2 centimeters. Sew to the end and tie the knot. The needle goes through the suture. Put a needle in the back of the head. Pick up the hair and cut the thread. It's not cutting, it's cutting. This hides the knot. Use the tip of a needle to pick out the hair and organize it neatly. The body is spelled and finished the same way as the head. When the suture ends, the needle comes out on the side of the body. Tidy up the woven hair. Change the skin and it's over perfectly. Is it tuition? Remember to hand in your homework? The next trailer is the tale of the side story.